Hello everyone. Today I will teach you political science. If you have seen last video, you might be knowing I have taught you chapter 1, the Cold War era, till the emergence of the two blocks. I will start the topic with arenas of Cold War. When we talk about arenas of Cold War, we refer therefore to areas where crisis and war occurred or threatened to occur between the alliance systems but did not cross certain limits, and there was no nuclear war. Here is the definition of arena. And now the two superpowers were poised for direct confrontation in Korea 1952-53, Berlin 1958-62, and Congo the early 1960s. In this map you all can see that all the areas that are colored with yellow were the part of the Western Alliance. The areas colored red were the part of the Eastern Alliance, and these green areas were another alliance system that emerged as non-aligned movement. So, Western alliances were referred to First World, the Eastern Alliance referred Second World, and non-aligned countries as referred to as the Third World. We have already seen how the Cold War divided the world into two rival alliances. It was in this context that non-aligned offered the newly decolonized countries of Asia, Africa, and Latin America. Here is the meaning of NAM. The international policy of sovereign state, according to which it does not align itself with any of the power blocks and at the same time actively participates in the world affairs to promote international peace, harmony, and cooperation. NAM means non-alignment movement. The roots of NAM went back to the friendship between three leaders: Yugoslavia's Joseph Broz Tito, India's Jawaharlal Nehru, and Egypt's leader Gamal Abdel Nasser, who held a meeting in 1955. It is also known Bandung Conference. After that, Indonesia's Sukarno and Ghana's Kwame Nkrumah strongly supported them. These five leaders came to be known as the five founders of NAM. The first non-alignment summit was held in Belgrade in 1961. Here is the map of original 1961 non-aligned movement conference attendees. The first summit was attended by 25 member states. Over the years, the membership of NAM has expanded. The latest meeting, the 14th summit, was held in Havana in 2006. It included 116 member states and 15 observer countries. Principles of NAM: mutual respect for each other's territorial integrity and sovereignty, mutual non-aggression, mutual non-interference in domestic affairs, equality and mutual benefit, peaceful coexistence. We will discuss NIEO, that is New International Economic Order. As you know that most of NAM countries had gained recently independence from the colonial rule, either the British, France or etc. After independence, Economic development was necessary in order to overcome the exploitation they had witnessed during the foreign rule. Like in the case of India, they realized that along with political independence, sustainable economic development was necessary. Otherwise, these countries will remain depends upon richer countries which had ruled them. From this change in position came out the idea of new. After that, the United Nations Conference of Trade and Development proposed reforms in the global trading system. These reforms were proposed in order to give the LDCs. First, provide LDCs greater role in international economic institutions and provide them access to the Western markets for selling their products. Second, reduce the cost of import of technology from Western countries. And third, control over their natural resources exploited by the developed Western countries. On the other hand, India's policy of non-alignment was criticized on a number of countries. Here we may refer to only two criticisms. First, India's non-alignment was said to be unprincipled in the name of pursuing its national interest. Second, it is suggested that India was inconsistent and took contradictory postures, having criticized others for joining alliances. India's policy was neither negative nor passive. India repeatedly tried to active those regional and international organizations which were not a part of the alliances led by the US and USSR. A non-aligned posture also served India's interests very directly in at least two ways. First, non-alignment allowed India to take international decisions. Second, India was often able to balance one superpower against the other. Thank you.